at the end, don't they? Okay. We're going to talk about adverbs today and how to find them in a sentence and what exactly that they mean. Let's back up. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we went over adjectives. So what is an adjective? That kind of helps you figure out what an adverb is. What's an adjective?
Describes a noun.
Describes a noun. Adverbs are essentially the same thing, maybe a little more complicated. But what are adverbs then, do you think? Without me telling you what the definition is. So adjective, adverb. Great.
They describe verbs.
They describe verbs. They can also describe adjectives. If you notice in that video, they also took adjectives and made them into adverbs by putting ly on the end of them. We're not going to really get into too much of that today. But yes, so they are to describe a verb. And that's what we're going to go over today. It's just how they describe verbs and what words are adverbs and how to use them. That's basically what this first part says. And here's an example of a sentence that shows you what an adverb looks like in a sentence. So, Caitlin, can you read?
Explorers eagerly chase adventure. Eagerly is an adverb because it is modifying the verb chase.
Okay, so remember when we did adjectives, we had to find the nouns first, right? I told you find the nouns, and then look and see if there any word describing those nouns. You're going to be doing the same thing this time, but now you have to find the verbs, the action words. What are some verbs you can think of, some common verbs? Swim,
Run,
jump.
jump.
Okay, those are all verbs. So now we're going to be describing those words instead of nouns. Okay. Here, like they said, the verb was chase. They're asking how were they chasing? They were chasing eagerly, and that does have an ly on the end. These two go into some other examples we're not going to get into today, but I will show you the adverbs here. Amazingly, bravely, again, all with ly on the end. Questions so far? We're going to get to the placement of where they are in sentences in just a minute. Adverbs answer 3 questions, and it's important to know these 3. And there's a poster up here in case you forget. They answer the questions how, when, and where. Now, I gave you your paper early so we can take a few notes and highlight a few things on your paper. So you should be on the side with the gray box at the top. I know they both say adverbs. With the gray box at the top. Look at that first sentence. Can someone read that first sentence on there for me? Hunter?
I want that green value.
Okay. The first in the gray box.
Adverbs can tell how, when, or where an action takes place.
Very good. So I want you to highlight the words how, when, and where. If you don't have a highlighter, you can underline it with your marker. It looks like most of you have a highlighter. I was amazed at how many people didn't have highlighters today. I was a little surprised.
I thought I didn't have one.
Like they weren't. They never use them. Okay. So now we're going to get into which words fit under that category. Look at the sentence below that. We've talked about that a little bit already. So we read that one. Raylan?
Many adverbs tell that how an action takes place and with the letters.
With.
Wait.
I know. I didn't make it. With the letters ly. So everyone highlight where it says ly. Most of the adverbs we're going to talk about have ly at the end. Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. Okay? Okay. Will someone read these 3 examples? sentences to the end of words. Sometimes you change the spelling, and that does apply still with adverbs. Like they were talking in the video, you can add ly to some words to make them an adverb. Like you're saying, you can use most adjectives. So that's an example of one. The second one here is gentle. What do you do when you have an e on words and you have to put a suffix on the end? You have to final e. You usually have to drop the e. Okay, and that is what it would look like for an adverb. And easy. What do you do when you have a y at the end and there's a consonant right before it? And most words you put ing on the end or whatever. Kylie?
You take out the y and put I-L.
Yeah, so you take out the y, drop the I, and add whatever ending that you need to. It could be s or whatever, es. Okay? Alright, and we're not going to go over that part. Okay. Alright, here is a list. This is not a whole list. Adverbs are very extensive. There's a large list, and I can't really just skip to them because there are a lot of adverbs. So this is just a small list of them. I'll read a few of them, and we're going to write some sentences in a minute, so just keep in your mind what ones you want to use. We're going to write one sentence for each of these categories on that paper that I gave you. So I'm just going to read these, so just listen for a second. Carefully, eagerly, easily, fast, patiently, quickly, beautifully, bitterly, commonly, deeply, defiantly, especially. Anything that ends with an ly generally is a how adverb. So you can use whatever you want, really. So where words, would be home, in, nowhere, outside, somewhere, underground, upstairs. Sometimes those can be nouns, like home is considered a noun. But when you use it as telling you where you're going home, then it would be an adverb. When words always, never, often, seldom, already, finally, later, next, any of those will work. So what I want you to do on your worksheet is on this side. You're going to have the most room on this side. You can either write them here. We're going to write 3 sentences, so leave enough room. Or you can write them on the sides here. Here could be one, here could be another, here could be another. I don't care where you write them. But I want you to write, first off, one sentence using a how adverb. Now remember, I had some people messing up a couple periods ago because they were using them as adjectives and not adverbs. So think in your head, pick a verb you want to use, and then describe how you're doing it. So how are you running? How are you walking? How are you sleeping? Okay? So pick one of these how words or one that you've seen today already. I don't care, it doesn't have to be one of those. But the one that has an ly on the end. And write one complete sentence using a how word. Capitalize, punctuate, and put one of those words in. Okay? I'll give you a few seconds to do that. I'm going to ask for 3 volunteers to share, and we're done. Go over a few of these. Like 3 people. So read your sentence out loud. Let's have Hunter read yours.
I'm walking very fast.
So he says he's walking very fast. What is his verb?
Walking.
And how is he doing it?
Fast.
Fast. Okay, and very also is one they showed that in the video. Okay, good. Sarah.
I am anxiously waiting for my Big Mac.
Okay, so I'm anxiously waiting for my Big Mac. So what's the verb?
Big Mac.
What's her verb? What's she doing?
Waiting.
Waiting. And how is she waiting? Anxiously. Good. And Jordan?
I quickly ran through the grass.
I quickly ran through the grass. So his verb is ran, and he's doing it quickly. Good. All right. Write one sentence using a where word, please. Somewhere else in your paper. I'm going to take 3 different people. Give their sentence. Okay. Use a where word. Remember, where are they running? Where are they skipping? Where are they snoring? Where are they? Where? Ask yourself where when you're talking about your verb. So this could be a noun word like home or upstairs. Ask for 3 different people, so if you already give me one, I don't want you to do it again. They don't have to be too extensive, they can just be fairly short. Okay, 3 other people would like to share theirs who did not share already. Bailey.
Downstairs was where the cat lived.
Okay, I want to switch that around. So the cat lived. So where did the verb, what's the verb?
Cat.
Lived, and where does he live?
Downstairs.
Good. Aiden?
He walked slowly and fell into an underground pit.
Okay. So we'll just take the first part. He walks slowly. What's the verb? Walks, and how did he walk?
Slowly.
And fell. We're going to have to go to the second part, aren't we? And fell into the underground pit. So that would be the how. He used the where in the second part. So what's the verb for the second part?
Underground.
What did he do?
Fall.
Fell and where?
Underground.
Very good. So he did 2 and 1.
Into an underground pit.
Yes. Sorry. Caitlin.
Mine was sort of like Bailey. My cat ran downstairs.
Okay. So again, ran and downstairs. That's okay. All right. And write one more sentence. Write a when sentence. Pick one of these when words. Ask yourself, when did they fall? When did they run? Just trying to give you thinking, when did they sit? All right. And as we're doing these, make sure your sentences are sounding like what we're talking about, that you're using them as adverbs. Again, 3 different people. Okay. Lily, go ahead.
My grandma fell off her chair at midnight and broke her head.
So my grandma fell off her chair at midnight and broke her head. So, what's the verb? Fell, and when did she fall? Midnight. Okay. I'll
I always do my homework.
I always do my homework. So what's the verb?